Hello, everybody. As usual, I love that opening. I know it might be a little bit boring having the same thing every time, but I just love it. It so gets me in the mood. I do a little prayer, set a little grids. It's so nice. And it's really nice to be back with you guys. Last week when I did the show, I was really sick. And sometimes you don't realize how sick you are until later. And I ended up being out pretty much the rest of the week and over the weekend and still just not quite back. And so it feels like last week was months ago. So that's why I'm saying I'm happy to be back. Definitely feeling better, but still not 100%. It's been crazy. Hey guys, hey Miss Jules and Karen, Rosie, Hillary, Rev Ned. Hey Rev Ned, I hope you're feeling good. Rev Ned and I both were feeling a little under the weather last week. So I hope everybody's doing. I'm definitely feeling better. Definitely feeling better. Not 100% though. It's kind of weird. It's that feeling. It's like the symptoms are gone. The sore throat's gone. The headache's gone. The muscle pain. Oh my God, I had so much muscle pain. Such a sore throat. Um, but it's that tired, kind of foggy headed thing. So it's like, okay, I know I need to take it easy. Got a sinus thing going on. So um, I lived, and that's a good thing. And I actually took a shower this morning. I know sometimes that's a big deal when you don't feel good. I kept saying, "Oh, I want to get in the shower," but I was having so much body pain. A lot of you guys know I already have, issues with pain anyways. And so when this cold or whatever it was, man, I mean, it's like when I had to go get up and use the restroom, I was like almost in tears. I was having so much pain. So, but that's good. We lived to see another day, and here we are. How's everybody doing? Yeah, showers do make you feel human, Linda. It's so true. And so I feel better. I took a nice hot shower and, washed my hair, just kind of let the water soak on me. I wish I had a tub. I'd be soaking in the tub. But that's okay. And just did some laundry and picked the house up a little bit. And so it's all good. It's all good. So today, guys, we're doing all readings. So we're going to get for everybody kind of my early Christmas present for you guys. Just to get if there's anything that you want, readings over, if you have anything you have questions about, too, please feel free to ask questions. We talk about a lot of different things. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. Also, I want to let you guys know, moving into the new year, I'm going to really be starting to focus my energy and my teachings on awakening, on ascension, on the processes, like the technology of it. Most of us know about chakras and that kind of stuff, right? It's like, oh, chakras, and oh, yeah, they're red and yellow, and oh, yeah, they're energy. But there is like a serious technology that's related to awakening and especially ascension that a lot of people don't know that much about. It's tied into different matrices and like the time space matrix, and it's tied into sacred geometry, and it's tied into densities and dimensions and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to be going way deeper into that. We're going to be going into actually understanding dimensions and what the heck they are. What we know right now and what most of the spiritual world is a very watered down version. And since we really are moving into a time of ascension, we really are in these really magical times. We want to use all this knowledge to the very highest. And so I'm really going to be amping up that kind of teaching and for awakening and stuff, and also self-care. That's a big part of it too, is most of us don't really care for ourselves, and really beginning to find out who we are and being really authentic in who we are. Most of us are pretty authentic, but there's authenticity outward facing, and then there's authenticity that's inward facing. Are we authentic with ourselves? Right? Like, are we really true to ourselves? And do we even know what that is? And so we're going to be doing work and stuff around that as well. So it's going to be really good. It's going to be really good. And everything that I do starts gearing around that. We're actually going to pop out in January, and right out of the gate, we're going to be doing some really deep inward work at the very first class that I'm doing, big major spiritual development class that I'm doing in January. So that's going to be really good too. And then in February, of course, it's going to be love and relationships. So that's going to be good. Also, guys, we got a full moon tomorrow. Ooh, ooh. And it is a full moon that is in Sagittarius and Gemini. So you got a lot of fire and you got a lot of air. And in a way, right now, that's kind of good because, fire can consume air and air can blow out fire. And so a lot of times they're not ones that come in to combat each other. They're actually energies that kind of almost like avoid each other. And so even though we've got that fire and we've got that intense energy, it's not as like frictiony as some other fire alignments are. And so it's good. And with the Gemini in the air, and you also Gemini is two people in one, you don't have that focused intention. And so the energy is not too bad right now. And then we have with the full moon, that amplifies all of that. It's kind of quiet. If you want to get stuff done, this is a good time. This comes at a really good time during the year if you've got Christmas shopping to do, if you got even just planning it, right? Just getting it planned, getting it organized, start getting your Christmas and your Hanukkah stuff together. It's a good time to start doing it with this full moon energy. And so that's super cool. That's super cool. It's not going to be energy that's going to slow us down. Although I am going to say we've got a lot of sun stuff that's going on, so that we're getting really blasted with sun energy, and we've got some really intense and like pokey jabby porcupine kind of Schumann resonance. So we've got that going on too. So the key here really is focus on what matters most, let the rest fall aside, and pick and choose what's most important to you, because that's another thing about this is we're really separating the wheat from the chaff. We're separating what is really, really important and being given an opportunity to let go of the stuff that isn't. And that's a really good place to be right now, because as we move into the next year, we're going to have a lot of shifts and changes coming up. So, not that we haven't for the last 2 years, right? Or 3 years. But right now it's like, what's most important, and focus there. And if filling, your baby sister's stocking is the most important, then just do it. And take one moment at a time too. It can get overwhelming. And just take one moment at a time and just be in that moment. Because that's a lot of times people get like all blah, and that's when accidents happen. Little accidents, stubbing your toe, big accidents, auto accidents and stuff. And so really be mindful of being present, taking your time to do the things that you need to do, letting go of those things that you don't. Maybe there doesn't have to be 8 side dishes this year for holiday dinner, right? Maybe 4 will suffice, that kind of stuff. Air feeds fire. Yeah, fire feeds off of air. Yeah, that's what I meant by that. Fire, actually, air doesn't feed fire. Fire feeds off of air. A little bit different dynamic there. But air can also blow fire out, right? Right? And so there's a few little different things there. So the cough that still lingers, yeah. I was lucky I didn't have the cough too bad, but I can tell you, when I lay down at night, it's almost like it needs to kind of find its place. So it's up in my head, and then it's in my chest, and then it's in my throat, and I gotta demucus everything. But that's when hot lemon water is really, really good. It helps a lot. Thank you, Barbie. I am definitely on the men, honey. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm not one to label getting sick, Miss Jules, because what happens is we're so used to labeling it, um, and to get diagnosis to get it fixed, right? And so I kind of experience it. It's like, oh, I got a sore throat. We're gonna do it, fix the sore throat. Oh, we got the stuffy head. I got the pan with the herbs and the head doing the finally broke down, had some chicken noodle soup, which that was the turning point. That was really the turning point for me, was the chicken noodle soup. The stuff is magical. And, and I'm just not a doctor person. So I had homeopathics going. I had honey. I make this honey that's got honey, cinnamon, turmeric, ginger, black pepper, and a little bit of cumin. And I mix it all up and I get it all pasty in there. And I just take a teaspoon of it every couple of hours. That was kicking some serious butt too. So very good. Oh, everybody's loving Rev Ned. Give Rev Ned super extra love because he wasn't feeling good either. He wasn't feeling good. Hello, Lotus. Good evening to you, beloved. So we're doing readings today. So if you guys want your reading, if you have a question, feel free to ask a question. If you just want a card, we'll go ahead and throw you a card. And let's see what's happened. Carolyn, thank you. Oh my gosh, Miss Jules, chicken noodle soup. Seriously. And I just had Campbell's, and I don't usually eat that kind of stuff because of all the other stuff in it. And I had a can of it in my pantry because my granddaughter loves it. So I always have it for her when she comes over. Figure once in a while doesn't hurt. And man, and I had been sick for probably about 5 days, and I pulled the chicken noodle soup out, and I had it sitting on the counter for another day because I was like, "Oh, man." But as soon as I had it, I felt better by the time, I even warmed it up in the microwave, right? I did everything wrong. But man, my body was just like, "Yes," and my fever broke that night. And so, chicken soup, man, it's just the best. Oh, Carolyn. All right. So Carolyn is saying, I would love to know if the world is getting the new financial system and the world will finally have unity consciousness soon. No, no, we got a long way to go because unity consciousness is you and me. And if it were just you and me, Carolyn, we'd be fine. But the world will finally have unity consciousness, yes, but the consciousness of humanity needs to realize that we all belong to each other and that we're all family, and we're nowhere near that. The new financial systems, there are already new financial systems coming into place, but that's going to take a while too. That's going to take a while to set up, and there's a lot of opposition. There's a lot of opposition to that, so we have a ways to go. I feel like new financial system, we're going to be kind of on our way fall of next year, 2023, but it's not going to be completely on there. It's almost like it's going to kind of go in bits and pieces. So we'll see. I'm hoping that some of the other things that go with it will be implemented as well, because there's a lot of stuff like debt relief and that kind of stuff that's supposed to happen, not school debt, but actually like credit cards and mortgage debt and all that kind of stuff that they're trying to implement with it because of the usury of how all the debt system has just really robbed humanity. And so there's a lot of things. So definitely the new financial system will come much sooner than unity consciousness, because unity consciousness is something we each and every one individual has to do. It's not something we're being given. It's not something we can read a book about. It's something that we each have to choose to do and to practice every single day. But you know what? Start practicing it, because the more we do that, the more we begin to spread the idea and model for people what that looks like. So great question. That was fun. That was fun. Karen is saying, what do I need to know for my best and highest good or need to work on? So, Karen, you got a really interesting card. You got the card, it's called Lifting the Veil. Oh, and by the way, we're using the Star Seed cards by Rebecca Campbell today. You got this beautiful card, Karen. It's Lifting the Veil. And what it says is question everything. Anything that's unaligned or misaligned must go. So, Karen, you're being told right now that it's time for you to choose how you want to live your life, and anything that doesn't match that's got to go. And that means belief systems, patterns, people, behaviors, um, um, the stuff in the back of your closet. It's like everything. I'm being shown everything, like clean out your drawers, clean out your closets, clean out your garage. But really, your job right now is to lift the veil that you have between you and happiness, and choose happiness, choose how that happiness is going to be for you. Doesn't mean you have to do the whole picture, but choose that, and anything that's not in alignment with that's got to go. And that's really simple. It's not always easy to do because a lot of times it includes people, and sometimes those people even include family. And sometimes we just have to separate from them so that we can move forward and be what we want to be. And so, Karen, your best and highest good is to be happy. And it's so strong that, I mean, I knew this answer before I even pulled this card. That's so strong for you because you've been asking to be happy. You have been asking, and it's like now you choose it. Choose it. I'm choosing to be happy right now. And then anything that doesn't match happiness gets rid of it. And there's that show that was on Netflix. I don't know if it's on there anymore. It was Marie Kondo. And she tells you to go through everything, and you pick something up and you go, does this bring you joy? And if it doesn't, it goes. And when you ask that, does this bring you joy? If it does, your first response will be like, yes, it does. And like, to me, this is my lavender essential oil, my doTERRA oil. I'm a doTERRA rep, so I've got all of them. And it's like, yes, this does bring me joy. Well, then you keep those things. And so, Karen, that's kind of what you're being guided to do. That is your guidance. What you need to do, you need to choose to be happy and then start modeling your life around that. So that's a great question and great answer. That's a great answer. And remember, guys, when you hear an answer to someone else's question that resonates with you, it's for you too, because that's part of the unity consciousness. It's part of, we're all one. We are all one consciousness, one love, one heart. And ultimately, as we move back through the dimensions and back through dimensional consciousness, unity consciousness is, as I ask for me, I ask for you as well. And so we can practice a little unity consciousness. If any of this resonates with you, it's for you too. So, Jennifer, I would love to get a reading. Absolutely. Let's pull you a card. All right. Jennifer. You guys saw how much I was. This totally just freaks me out when this happens. You guys, oh my God. You guys saw me shuffling these cards, right? I sat there for a minute and shuffled these cards. Jennifer, your card is Lifting the Veil. It's the same exact card I just pulled for Karen. And it is question everything, and everything that is not aligned must go. So again, Jennifer, your message today is choose what you want for your life, whatever it is: happiness, health, love, wealth, whatever it is. It's all good. Doesn't matter. There's no judgment. It's all good. You get to be who you are in this lifetime. You get to choose. And this is something that we have fallen so far away from, that we have forgotten that we choose our reality. And when we're not choosing it, everything around us is choosing for us. And that's why we're like, well, nah, this is not right. It didn't work on the net. Everything else is choosing for us. We now have to stand up on our own 2 feet, big girl panties on tight, and choose. Lift the veil between you and this one to give that is between you and what is going to be the life that you want. And then everything that does not match that goes. People, places, and things. And it's really a simple concept. It's not easy to do because just like with Karen, some of these people might be family or good friends, but those people that just drain you, wear you out, use you, and this goes deep. And this is what 2023 is going to be about, guys. Guys, it's going to be deep. We can't dance on the surface and be like, oh yeah, yeah, I pray and meditate every once in a while. It is going deep and it is making a choice. We are creating a new matrix. We are creating a new world, a new paradigm. We are moving towards whatever we're creating. And if we're not consciously creating it, all the out there is going to be creating it for you. And so either we take this horse in hand, we take the reins and we drive this thing, or we get whatever others want for us. And that's not why we're here. You guys are not drawn to this channel because you just, Jesus will save me. No, the Christ is within you. You have to make those choices. You're making it. That's why this card keeps coming up. Start parting those veils between you and what you want in your life. Make a stand, make a choice, and make the changes. Woo! Woo! That's intense. Oh my gosh. I'm not prepared for this, man. But it's real. It's real, guys. So cool. And I'll tell you what, this message is for everybody right now. It's come up 2 cards in a row, and that's strong. Everybody needs to be listening. So Jennifer, I hope that helps. If this comes up a 3rd time, I'm just going to crack up. So Miss Jules, my mom was always Campbell's. Yes, childhood memories. I know, me too. We used to have chicken noodle soup and those little oyster crackers whenever we were sick, or toast with butter. That's what I did. I had a piece of toast with butter too. Oh, so good. Because I just don't eat that kind of stuff anymore. You got to be gluten free, and I try to be, low carb because I've always struggled with my weight. And so I was like, carbon noodles. It was great, but it really did. I turned around. So happy childhood memories. Judy, I heard from your niece today. Welcome, welcome, Judy. So, Judy, let's pull a card for you. Whoops. Ooh, 2 of them just jumped out. Let's see what we got. All right. So, the first card that came out for you, Judy, is the card. It's called Trust the Timing. It says, trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. And so I feel like with this card, Judy, that this is saying that there have been some changes recently in your life and that you're feeling an urgency. It's almost like you don't quite know what that urgency is, but you're feeling an urgency. And what this is saying is that this urgency that you're feeling isn't because you need to get something done or time is running out or something like that. It really means that there's some shifts and changes that it's time for you to make, for you to live your life the way you want to. Again, oh my gosh, this is such a theme. And the other thing is, um, the blue flame card jumped out here too. It's spontaneous awakening. And this is part of the reason that I have a feeling that this is speaking to something within you that is waking up, that wants to be seen and heard. And it's really kind of deep inside of you, Judy, and you may not be quite aware of what it is, but it's like that little niggling thing inside where it's just like, God, what is that? And sometimes it can even cause maybe a little bit of anxiety or unrest. But the thing to do is to kind of close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let yourself feel what that is, because it's something inside of you that's waking up. It's something inside of you whose time has come, if you will. And a lot of times it's even something, and I'm going to share this with you. And a lot of people who are on here already know this, but I want to share this with you, Judy. At the beginning of the year, I've been doing this spiritual stuff for 22, 23 years now. And, I've been doing the same thing, and I'm an avid student. I learn. I mean, I've got so many certifications, and I got 22 healing modalities, and, I just everything. But I started having, like, this weird thing, like, "Oh, it's not right. Something isn't whole. Something isn't complete. What is it? Oh my gosh, I gotta go learn something new." I gotta learn a new healing modality. I gotta learn a new, process. I gotta learn. Well, what happened was one day, I had something come across I had something come across my Facebook page about intuitive painting, and all of a sudden, this little bzz that I was having inside of me was like, "Go try that." And I thought, "Huh, all right." It was like $140 for, I think, 6 classes or something. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll do that." And I knew the artist. I actually had a piece of her art, and it was real kind of freewheeling. We're not trying to sketch peaches. And I just took this class just kind of on a whim, and it's changed my life. And I'm feeling like, Judy, there's something within you along those lines. It's almost like it's going to take you somewhere that you've never really even thought about going, but that when it comes up, it's going to make total sense. So I hope that that helps you. I know it's not giving you um, specifics, but it kind of is. Listen to what that is inside of you that wants to be heard. There's something that wants to be heard. So I hope that that helps and has meaning for you. One of the cool things is most of the people who come to this kind of come every week. And what happens is as kind of move it on, it kind of unveils itself too if you don't know what it is right now. Hey, Hillary. Hillary's saying, "What message do I most need to hear for my best and highest good?" Oops. Oh. Oh, wow, Hillary, you got two. Two of them jumped out. I usually only pull one card, but if two pop out, two pop out. We let spirit guide. Hillary, check this out. You got the Whale and Orca Elders card, and it says, "Share your song, your frequency of sound, diving deep." Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Hillary, you have so much inside of you that you've kept within you due to a lot of different factions. But you've got a song inside of you, and you've been doing so good about sharing it with other people, but there's a new level and layer. And this card is surrender to the sweetness. And look at all the water that's involved in this too. This is like emotional stuff, Hill. This is emotional stuff. This is good emotional. This isn't talking about like, oh, I got to process, childhood emotions. This is about be in the good stuff. Sometimes we get so caught up in, oh, I have to heal, that we don't let ourselves swim in the oceans of awesomeness that's already there. And so, Hillary, that is what you're being told. And also, Hillary, I almost want to tell you to do a meditation and go and be a whale. I know that sounds insane, doesn't it? Go and be a whale, because I think the whales are speaking to you too. We're really going to go into meditation and go connect with the whales and go be a whale and follow the journey of a whale. I know. Isn't that crazy? This is remember the sweetness. Remember your nature and who you are. And I just feel like you're going to find it in that whale. I almost want to cry, Hillary. This is really beautiful for you. This is really beautiful for you, honey. Wow. So there you have it, darling. There you have it. So Lotus is asking, I wanted to know if there's any romantic messages from spirit. I've been single for a few years and miss being in a relationship. Oh, I hear you, sister. Where are the men? Where are the men? And we're talking the real men, the real men. One thing, Lotus, that I'm getting for you just really quick is not just any man will do. And I just had that message in my head really strong, like not just any man will do. And part of it is because you've grown up, right? And so here, let me pull a card. I always like to have a card to kind of show. Dude, lifting the veil. Choose what you want. Anything that doesn't match it, get rid of it. You guys, this message is so freaking strong. Choose what you want. You want love? Then Lotus, start living your life as if you have someone in your life that is the love of your life. And start loving yourself the way you want to be loved. How do you want someone to love you? You want someone to adore you? Then adore yourself. You want someone to love and uplift you? Then love and uplift yourself. You want someone who's going to come in and treasure you? Then treasure yourself. Remove those veils of what you want another to do for you and start giving it to you, and you will attract that person in. And I do want to tell you, there is somebody out there for you, honey. There's somebody out there for you, and it is somebody that's not just anybody, but it's somebody who's waiting for you to be ready to be loved the way you want to be loved. And that requires us. I pulled this other one. Life is a canvas. Life is a canvas. Start being your own best romantic relationship. And that relationship that you wait for is going to come in like crazy. And it's not far out. I want to say that if you do this and you seriously take this message to your heart, Lotus, that by March, you could be in this wonderful relationship. But you got to do your part. And this is the part that we forget. This is the part that we forget is we're sitting there going, oh, dear God, bring me a perfect relationship. But we have to be that for ourselves. Things aren't how they used to be anymore. We can't sit around and wait for the Savior to come and save us. We are the saviors. We are the guardians. We are the angels. We came here to do this. We're here to change the world. Your job is to change the world. And one of the ways you're going to change the world is to learn how to work in it and make your choice and take those actions and love yourself the way you want to be loved and show all of life how that works. And this is your answer. Whew, that's intense. That's a great question, Lotus. Great question. Thank you for asking that. Because there's a lot of people here that need to see or hear that. They need to hear that. Very good, honey. Thank you. Okay, Rosie is saying, would love a reading. What do I need to do at this moment for the best? I swear if that lifting the veil card comes up again, I'm gonna burst into tears. Ooh, Rosie, all paths lead home. Contact your inner authority. Use your intuition and turn your gaze within. Look at that. You got a labyrinth there. It's time for you to go home to yourself. Okay. This is something, and this is what 2023 is going to be about, guys. I'm telling you. And so it's not surprising to me that these are the kind of cards that we're pulling today, and these are the kind of answers we're getting for you lovely folks. Because you guys that are here, you guys that are drawn to spiritual chit chat, you guys that are drawn to me too, you know, you guys are high frequency. You guys come in with a consciousness. You guys are indigos and starseeds. You guys are more advanced beings. You guys understand these. And we've been living human lives, and now it's time for us to start getting superhuman. And that superhuman comes up from within. All paths lead home. And so, Rosie, you're really being asked to do exactly what this woman is doing. She's not just walking that, she is dancing that. Look at her. She is dancing that labyrinth. She is dancing her life. She is dancing her journey. It's not supposed to be work, it's supposed to be joyful. And we can choose how we want it to be. And we've been told for so long, no pain, no gain. If it don't hurt, it don't matter. It's not how it is at all. We can walk through everything with joy and peace and harmony. All paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition. Listen to your intuition too. Matter of fact, Rosie, your intuition is really trying to speak to you about making some choices that need to be done this year. And I feel like it's almost like around the holidays, maybe where to go or what you're going to do or whatever. But I feel like there's some choices that need to be made, and you're really being guided to make the choices that are going to make you happy. And that's such a dicey thing to say, because it can go from making, yourself happy to really being selfish. And I don't think you do that, Rosie. You're actually a very generous woman. But it's like you need to make some choices this year. It's like you have 5 places you need to go. But choose 2, and choose the 2 that'll make you happy. And I don't know why that's coming up, but that makes sense. Dance that labyrinth, girlfriend. That's really cool. That's for you, Rosie. And so Carolyn, yeah, and Carolyn, yeah, and don't hold the vision, be it, right? Be unity consciousness. There's no more holding the vision anymore. It's be it. There's no vision to hold. There's no vision to hold. It's being it now. I know. Ooh, bam. Okay, Barbie. Love a car. Whatever info I most need to know at this time for the highest good of all, and all that good stuff. And thank all of you who are here today too. We got 13 people on here. Very cool. I love that you guys are here. I apologize. My throat's a little bit scruffly, but that's what happens. That's how it is sometimes. Barbie. Ooh, little ho'oponopono. Ooh. Okay. Barbie, I'm sorry. It is time for you to move past this. There is still some guilt, grief grief that you're carrying. And you're being asked, forge, don't follow. Move ahead. You don't have to follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. And you're getting ready to step on this path right here. But there's still some guilt/grief. And that's exactly how it's being put to me. You don't have to be sorry anymore. You've covered that. Right? Get moving forward. It's really clear. And part of this is about, honey, because you really are a conscientious and responsible person. But you've done your time. You're done with this. There's no more. You're done. Get rid of it. It's gone. Move ahead. Leave it all behind. There's a beautiful song. It's a Christian song. It goes, leave it all behind. Leave it all behind. Leave it all behind and come to the well. It's a beautiful Christian song. I love it. We have what you need, but you keep on searching. You've done all the work, but you keep on working. When nothing can satisfy, the world leaves you high and dry. Come to the well. Okay, you've done the work, Barb. Get moving. And you have been moving. You have been moving. But you've done it. Let it go. It's done. Charlene, I hope that helps, honey. Charlene, I would love to know if anything comes up for my current situation. Continue with where I'm at and pull deep down for patience, understanding, or should I try and get from under it? Mm. Yeah, you're right at that turning point too. I can feel that. Um, I can feel you're not quite ready to give up yet. So let's see what the cards say. Okay, so your first card, and this is such a beautiful card. Charlene, it's the card of Messenger, and it's Sirius energy, Sirius star system energy. And it talks about bringing harmony and balance. So in this situation that you're in, are you in harmony and balance? Or are you clinging and holding on because you're afraid to let go? And the second card is cracked open. You're at rock bottom. Surrender to the alchemy of life. So what this is telling me is kind of what I'm feeling too, is you don't want to let go because there's a lot of good left. But you're getting to that point where you can't hold on anymore. And so sometimes there is this beautiful balance to where you give yourself permission to let go, to be cracked open, and to just surrender into the divine flow. And what happens with that is you start doing some things in your life, still in the situation that you're in. You start doing things differently. If you're always the one who arrives home at 5 o'clock and gets home and cleans up the house and cooks dinner and takes care of everything for the mate, change that. If you're always taking care of everything, change that. Or if you're not, change that. Change the way you're doing what you're doing and allow the divine to come in and show you which way to go. And listen to the messages. Listen to the messenger. You'll if you will let go and change the way you're doing the situation that you're in, the messenger and the messages will come to you. Because it's really interesting. Your question, and this is kind of part of it, is it's like you're trying to hold it in place where the whole everything needs to change. And so it's like, let go. Start making some changes within the situation. And then watch what happens. Change the way you do it. Change what the situation is. Don't hold it in place anymore. Don't hold it in place anymore. Just let go a little bit. But don't change the situation. But change the way the situation is. Does that make sense? Sometimes I say stuff and get messages and I'm like, I feel like I'm blah, 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 blah. But if it's coming out of my mouth during in this kind of a thing, it's usually something that makes sense. Miss Jules, I would love a card. Okay, I am going to scroll down really quick just to make sure we don't have any wackadoodles in here. Dorian, you're here. Awesome. All right. Oh, hey, Jillian. Jillian's in the house. All right. Miss Jules would love a card up from connecting with a male companion. All right. Let's see what wants to come through. I know we've had some really interesting cards. So I love these cards. They really give you a higher consciousness answer. So much, and I've been a psychic for so long and I've done the basic psychic stuff for years. I was in these metaphysical stores and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, is my boyfriend cheating on me? That kind of stuff. And I always found such a dissatisfaction because people are capable of so much more. And so I ask that I be able to be someone who uses my intuition and these beautiful gifts to really help people reach a higher place in their life. And dang, if you guys don't bring it. And you guys really bring wonderful. All right. So Miss Jules. Ooh. Okay. So Miss Jules, here's the cards that you're getting, and then we'll expound on them. So you're talking about connecting with the male companion. Forge, don't follow. What do you want? It's like, don't wait for somebody to show up on your doorstep. Start creating the situation within your life now. Be the leader you wish you had is the message, but also it's be the person that you wish you have. And then you also have this star family card. It says you're part of a team of souls. Call in support. And in regards to your question, honey, stop thinking about calling in a man and start thinking about calling in your not even soulmate. Go bigger. Go and not twin flame. Throw those words out. They're so distorted right now. Go into your heart and expand your heart out into the universe and just send love out there and ask for whoever matches the love that you are, that they respond to the call. Oh, God, that feels so good. Girl. Forge ahead. Don't follow. Don't do it the way you've been doing it either. This is really about putting your love out into your energy field and ask for the person that resonates with that to come to you. Because there is somebody out there. I'm getting August, but I don't feel like that's when you're going to meet him. But I feel like that might be his birthday. It might be a name that's associated with this person. And if you will take this, and literally it's like, sit down, take a nice deep breath, kind of get a little bit meditative state, start feeling the love in your heart, not love for another or love for yourself or anything, just feel love. Just feel whatever makes you feel love. You think of God or maybe Jesus or your favorite dog, and just feel that love, and then let that love start growing in your heart and getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and just send it out past the earth, out into the universe. Just like let your love just envelop all the universe. And then just say, my perfect star seed soulmate, whoever resonates with the love of my soul, I call upon you now. And then just pull that energy back into your sweet, sweet heart. Take a nice deep breath into that. Do that. Do that once a day. It's going to come really quick by January. Did you guys feel that? Did you guys feel that energy? It's what we need to be doing now. It's how we do it. Everything that we create, everything that we do from now on needs to be from the heart. January, honey. Lynn Roberts, there is time, darling. Linda's saying, I'm wondering if I went on a starship for real when I dreamt I did, and ended up in a waiting room with others. You know what, Linda? Was that starship the portal that you came into this lifetime through? Ask yourself. I feel like that was getting ready to come through into this lifetime, because you're definitely a star seed, Linda. All right, Lynn Roberts. This card just flipped up in my hand. All right. This is for Lynn. Lynn, the first card, the one that flew up in my hand, is the card that's you're not alone. You may feel like you're in isolation. You need some physical connection and community. And so it was really interesting because I first turned this card over, and I'll tell you what, I've been using these cards for years. I've never seen this card. It's time for you to get out and get around people that make you feel good and happy. You don't have enough of that in your life, like physical people. Um, and it was really interesting because when this first flipped over too, I got a definite kind of like a Jesus kind of a thing. So I don't know if you resonate with beloved Jesus. I love him so much. Um, so this may be going to church. It may be around this Christmas season. It may have something to do with Jesus or teaching of Jesus or Christ consciousness or one of these kind of things. But this Christ energy is part of this. I'm not sure. It's kind of like I'm feeling almost like let that kind of marinate and you'll understand it a little bit more. And then the other card for you, Lynn, is the messenger card, where it's really about bringing in harmony and balance in your life. It's almost like I feel like that there is a pull within you that is kind of like you feel like it's supposed to be this way, but you kind of been doing this way, and you can't get the two to reconcile with each other. Um, and what I'm feeling is reconcile it in your heart, not in your mind. So in other words, it's like it's both that you're doing, it's both is okay. Oh my gosh. I was like, bring a card to explain this. Stop trying to reconcile it. Look at that card. The void, the great cosmic womb. It's almost like it doesn't need to be reconciled, Lynn. Just go into your center, into your heart, and be there and let it figure itself out. I hope this is making sense to you, because I feel like this is kind of big. I feel like this is kind of a big thing. Um, but be it, and also when you see this, it's dark. It was like, bad. No, this is good. The cosmic womb is where all of life begins. It's where all of life begins, where everything begins. Go back to the beginning. Be with you in your space. Oh, I want to pull another card for you, Lynn. Soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. You are an old soul, girlfriend. Yeah. You've come such a long way, Lynn, and I mean that, like, in this lifetime, in eternality. It's like you are such an ancient soul that part of this thing that's going on with you, the important thing is to just, like, step out of you, get out of your own way. If that makes sense. It's like, get out of the way. Let that higher wisdom and that higher knowledge resolve this for you. And you know what I mean by that. You know what I mean. Be in that cosmic womb. Go into that inner space and just hang out there. No mind. And every time the mind comes up, it's like, I hear you, I see you, thank you. Shh. I hear you. I see you. Thank you. Shh. It'll be really good for you. Thank you. What a great message that was, guys. Um, Linda, I also want to say you're asking if it's real. Yeah, it was real. I feel like it was a starship that you were on when you were getting ready to come into this lifetime. So you should go back into that dream. Okay, and let me tell you something. A vision, a dream, a knowing, it's all the same thing. A making it up, imagination, it's all the same thing. We've been told it's different and bad, it's not. It's all the same. It's all real. It's all real. Oh, thank you, Karen. I am. I'm feeling better. Still got the gruffly voice, but I'm good. Lynn, oh, Mitaku-san. Jillian, very good. Rev Ned wants to know if there's any past life tidbits. You love that past life stuff, don't you? Rev Ned, with you, I am feeling. Wow, I'm feeling really interesting connection here. I am feeling Morocco, London, France connection. I know. I'm feeling the presence of someone, I want to say almost like a tradesman, traveling Morocco. And it's weird because it's like Morocco. It's like it's not such a far journey is what I'm hearing. It's not like you had to travel either, across the Mediterranean or travel all the way around. It's like there was like a land bridge. So I don't know what that means, but or a bridge. Um and you would travel and you would go and it was Morocco, France, London, England, or the London, England area. Um, and that was like where you went. It was like those were your places. I feel like you were male. I feel like you were wealthy and powerful. Um, and it was like I'm getting spices, aromatics. I'm getting trinkets, and I'm getting messages. So it's like you carried a lot of different things with you when you made your journey. Spain is also in there too. But it's like wasn't like one of your main things. You traveled through there. But it was a very rich lifestyle. I felt like you were someone who had a lot of gusto. Like everywhere you went, you like lit up the room. Everybody loved you and knew you. You're very wealthy, very powerful, and just like a really good person. Um, and I see you settling, right? God, it's almost like you were from Morocco, though. It's like that's where your family was. It's like you settled right there on the border of France and Spain, and you made almost like a little Morocco there, like a little village or a little area that was very flavored with your culture, and everybody just loved it. It was beautiful. Feel into that, RevNed. See what you feel about that. It's very, and it's old school. I mean, I wanna say it's back maybe even, like, before Jesus or just about the time before Jesus. It was before Jesus, couple 100 years before Jesus was here. Um, Very interesting. I can hear the music. Can hear the music, like the Moroccan music. And it's almost like you had your foot in many different cultures. It was really interesting. Very cool. Thank you. That was cool. Jennifer. Oh, good. Thank you, honey. Judy saying, food for thought, food for thought. Oh, hey, Dorian. Hi, honey. Lotus saying, yeah, where are all the men? You know, it's interesting. I think they're scared. You know, we've got there, men are being asked to be so unnaturally, unnatural, like to be so against their nature. And women are too, you know, and that's why so much of this messaging, especially with me being sick this last week, you know, is really about coming back to who we really are. And, you know, and it doesn't mean men the aggressor at all. Men aren't naturally aggressive. Men aren't naturally like, "Oh, that's not." It's something that they've been told they're supposed to be. And men are actually very sacred protectors, and they're very sensitive, and they feel so deeply, and they love so deeply. And I just feel like men are so confused. But it's really important because when women get back to their authenticity, men can get back to theirs. And we find a lot more of this authenticity kind of stuff when you get out of, you know, the cities and where there's so many people and where it's very commercial. You know, when you get kind of into the bush, if you will, you know, into more of the rural areas and that kind of stuff where you find where life is easier and nature kind of rules a little bit more. I think that's where the real men are. I really do. Um, but I'm not sure that I want to go live in Costa Rica to find one. That's interesting. Lotus, yeah, you've grown up a lot mentally, emotionally. So good, Lotus. Oh, I'm glad that that helped. Oh, Rosie, what is a star seed? Oh, honey, a star seed. A star seed is a very high consciousness being who has come down from other star systems to be here on this planet at this time to help humanity through the shift of ages. I know, crazy. You're a star seed. Star seeds are the people who came here to to heal the cycles, family cycles. Um, Star seeds are people who come here with great vast knowledge and wisdom and ability for compassion and love and patience and tolerance and endurance. We're kind of almost like the rescue mission for humanity. And there's star seeds and there's indigos and there's Christ avatars and there's masters, you know, there are a lot of different things. But star seeds are part of that really high consciousness beings who are here. And a lot of times you can tell if you're a star seed, if you feel like there's something you're supposed to be doing and you can't quite figure it out, if you know that you're more than just the basic mundane thing. And, you know, go Google it. What is the star seed? And go look that up. Star seeds, a lot of star seeds are indigos, and indigos come in from the violet ray, which is actually the 13th dimension, which we'll learn more about dimensions as we move into 23. Um, but that come down from that indigo ray that actually have more of their DNA activated. So usually your indigos and star seeds have a lot of really sharp intuition. Um, they kind of have magical powers. You know, they know things and stuff. I'm actually an indigo star seed Christ avatar. And so I come in with that more DNA activated. I remember when I started learning about DNA with in the spiritual sense is like people only have two. I'm like, I've got 8. And I don't know how I knew that. I didn't even know what that was. And a lot of you guys do too. May not be activated, but it's, like, repaired. And so this next year, the activation is gonna start happening. What's happening with the sun is activating it too. So yeah, that's a little tippet on what a star seed is, Rosie. Rosie, my star seed, thank you for being here. Very cool. Oh, good, Charlene. That's awesome. Yeah, Miss Jules. It's so important for us to realize that, for our love partners for this lifetime, we have to put out that clarion call. But our call has to be clarion. It has to be clear. It has to be from our hearts. Because these days, anything that's not authentic isn't going to land well. We've been doing that, right? With these crazy relationships and all the drama and everything. No more. No more. We want the real thing. You remember asking your parents to watch your dog for you. You know what, Linda? I wonder if you have a pet that maybe your dog came in with you in a way. Very cool. Very cool. Hey, Michelle. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Judy. Isn't it cool? Isn't it cool? That's why I love doing this. It's like it just starts flowing. And it's so wonderful to be able to be here and to share with everything. And I welcome you. I'm very happy that you're here. You're beautiful. I think Anissa's your niece, right? Told me to keep my eyes out for you. So, Michelle, how do you know you are the star seed or the other things? Ask your heart. Go look it up, and and what I talked about here, and just feel into it. Feel into what I said. Feel into, and does it feel right for you? Is there something within you goes, yeah, God, that does kind of feel right for you? Um, Michelle, you feel like you're definitely a star seed for sure. Definitely star seed for sure. You vibrate with that ancient knowing. Yeah, Michelle. Ooh, ooh. Matter of fact, Michelle, I'm gonna pull you a card. I know you didn't ask, but I'm doing it anyways. Okay, so here's the card that you got, Michelle. You got the messenger card, and it talks about Sirius energy. And so Sirius is Sirius. So it's the Syrian, not Syrian, the country, Syrian, the stars that the pyramids of Egypt are lined up with, the three stars. So it's Sirius or Sirius energy, bringing harmony and balance. So this is part of your nature, is to bring this harmony and balance, and this is a key thing of a star seed, okay? And then the other card to answer your question, how do you know, is action. Follow your intuition and it'll make sense. Take baby steps. Look into it. The star seeds are really starting to rise up now. And like I said, I've been doing this stuff forever. I've been psychic since I was a kid. I've always known I was different and weird. I was always kind of the black sheep, the scapegoat, the whole thing in my family. Even though I come from a loving family, they loved me. I was loved. I wasn't, didn't have anything, but there's all families have their weird cycles. And I always knew I was just a weirdo, And it was only maybe 4 or 5 years ago that I realized, it's like, oh, wait a minute, I am an indigo. I am a star seed. I do come down from that Christ consciousness. It's like, oh, I don't want all these labels. So I kind of walked away from it. But as I'm understanding the dimensions and understanding where all these beings come from through these dimensions, then it all started making sense, because we come in not just with these labels, but these labels have things that connect us to us, such as notes, like frequencies, right? Tones, actual tones, frequencies, levels of light, colors. Star seeds typically have that cobalt blue. Indigos have indigo, the purple, right? And indigo star seeds have that beautiful blue and purple in their fields. The Christed beings are the ones that come down through that 12th dimensional Christ avatar energy, oftentimes have a lot of gold in their fields too. And then it's also is about, what you connect to, what you feel attracted to. And it comes in many forms. It's not any one thing. But when you start looking into it, all of a sudden you're like, oh, yeah, that's me. That's me. I love you too, Rosie. So, Linda, do you think these companies do DNA testing for the public? Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, they do. And that's why, when people were doing all that DNA testing, what was it, 5 years ago? I was telling everybody, "Don't do it because you don't know what they're doing with that DNA." And I was right on because they're doing some really nefarious stuff with it. You don't want anybody to have your DNA. Yeah, no. Your DNA is your DNA because your DNA holds your God codes. It holds your soul codes. And, the kind of stuff these crazy places are doing, that gives them a whole lot of information. And it also tells them who you are and what your family lineage is. And, we got some bad people on this planet right now, but that's why we're here. And that's why us being authentic and knowing who we are and standing in our power and being our beautiful, loving selves, that we can shine that light to shift that. And that's what I'm about. And you guys are drawn here because there's something within you that's drawn to that as well. So RevNet, let's wrap our Michelle and Loving Healing Energies. And while we're doing it, let's wrap our beautiful RevNet up too. He and I did our show last week and then we both got sick. So, and he's halfway across the planet, so it's not like we gave a hug and shared a germ. So. You're welcome, Michelle. Get the baby steps card. Yeah, you don't need to run into it. Yeah, I love it. Charlene, thank you guys so much. This has been so wonderful. I'm going to run because I'm just about ready to lose my voice again, which is my cat probably loves it, so I'm not yelling at him all the time. Poor guy. So I love you guys. Thank you all for being here. If any of you are interested in doing some beautiful meditation every week on Wednesday evening, 6 p.m., I do a fifth dimensional spiritual teachings and a really powerful deep guided meditation. So you start at 6 and you can find it on my website, micheleamburgey.com. And if you go to the calendar under the Academy, Conscious Living Academy, go under there, you'll see the calendar, upcoming classes, click on there and you can go register for it. So lots of good things. Yep. You know what, Charlene? I have been doing oregano on the bottom of my feet and snorting colloidal silver up my nose to clear this sinus thing up. And it burns like a holy moly, but it works. So I love you guys. I love you guys. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for meditation or also Soulful Living Tribe. I'm on there Friday mornings at 10 a.m. So I love you guys. Everybody stay sparkly, stay warm, and thank you for being here. I love you guys. Bye-bye.